video. So you can find in our blog the variable topic here, the variable in the labels. So you can see labels on the right hand side. So labels, or you can set here variables. You can find that also. So variables, see what is a variable, you will get directly. So that's another, if you are not able to find, you can set. So what is a variable? So variable is a special entity inside the class, mainly used to store the data. So what is the purpose of variable? It stores the data in the memory. The variable purpose is it will store the data in the memory. It is one of the data member of a class. It carries the data. That's why it is called data member. So because the member which is carrying the data, so that's why it is called data member also, or variable also, both are same. But every variable has three important properties. One is the type of variable, name, and value. So every variable, these three must be there. What type of data, and so what is the name of that variable, and what value you want to store in that variable. So we use a name to distinguish one variable from another variable. Like we have names, right? How we are distinguishing? So each person by name. Same way, one data with other data, how you can differentiate? By giving a name for that data. So in the memory, you will store the data with a name, and you will tell here data type, what data type it is. Like integer, boolean, character, float, long, double. What is that data type? String type. So these are the different data types will be there. Your class also one data type. Interface also one data type. Array also one data type. Enum is another data type. So these are all different data types are there. I'll come back so quickly by understanding this variable concept. So variable type determines what kind of data that you are going to store in the variable. What is the data? Integer, float, double, or character, or it is a string. So how you can identify them? So there are data types are there in Java. So that topic we'll discuss. So the value is the specific object or data or information you can store in the variable. So in the value place, you can put any data. So it can be object, it can be data, or it can be information you can store in the value. So naming conventions of variables is variable name should start with the alphabet lowercase. Please make a note in some place what is the class naming conventions, method naming conventions, variable naming conventions, so that you can easily remember that. So note down in one notepad or somewhere, so that easily look at them every day, and you need to remember this. So I see many people, they won't recognize this naming conventions, they'll make mistakes. So don't make mistakes. If these rules are not there in your mind, you'll obviously make mistakes. Whenever you are creating a variable, follow this. So variable name should start with alphabet lowercase. It contains alphanumerics. What is meant by alphanumerics? Alphabets, then numbers. You can add numbers also in the variable. Variable name should not start with a number. So the starting character should not be a number. Should start with alphabet. Alphabet lowercase you have to give your variable name. So variable name doesn't contain any special characters. So no special characters are allowed, like plus, minus, dollar. All these are not allowed in the variable name. So example is this one. So data type, first data type, string is the data type. This is a variable name, college name. All first we started with the alphabet lowercase. That's how you need to write your variable name. So this is called equal to, single equal to, this is called assignment operator. So what this assignment operator will do, it copies this value, right side value, to this left side variable. That means, so this value is copied to this college name. Who is doing that? Assignment operator. Assigning the value, storing the value, copying the right side value to that variable. That's the assignment operator we call it. Single equal to what we call in Java? Assignment operator. So make a note that if you want, assignment operator we call that. So what it will do, the right side value will be copied to left side variable. So can you see here, byte is the data type. Before first alphabet, we started with alphabet, then number. So this is valid. See, I told you very clearly, it contains, variable name contains alphanumerics. Alphabet started with alphabet, and then number you can add. So that's a variable, a valid variable name. So 25. So that means 25 I'm storing in B4. The B4 data type is a byte data, binary data. So public static int 9x, so 35. This is not valid. Why? It's starting with a number. That's why it is not valid. So this is how you can declare variables. And there are 3 types of variables. But so before going to how you can declare a variable. So you see how you can declare a variable without value. Just first data type, then variable name. This is the declaration, just a declaration, not assigning a value. See, I didn't use assignment operator here. Int a, that means you are creating int variable named a. That's a, you're just creating the variable name a, the type is int. But you didn't assign any value. So you can declare a variable like this. Variable declaration is different. Declaring and assigning a value is different. Don't confuse there. Declaring and assigning a value is different. Only declaration is different. What is the declaration? Variable declaration syntax? Data type, variable name. See, data type, variable name. So data type, variable name. Data type, variable name. That's a variable declaration. Please make a note these points. So variable declaration means how you can write data type, variable name, semicolon. That's it. Variable declaration. So what is the variable declaration formula? Data type, variable name, space, one space, variable name, semicolon. That's a variable you just created, but your assignment you can do later if you want. So this is just a variable declaration. So assignment operator is used to assign the value for a variable. See here, this is the one. So we can use a special operator to assign the value to a variable, that is assignment operator. What this assignment operator will do? It copies the right side value to left side variable. What is the right side value here? Equal to right side value 3. 3 will copy to left side variable, that is a variable name is I. So who is doing that? This assignment operator. This is 3 is assigning to I. That means, so with 3 is stored in the I variable. In the memory, there is 3 means, so that 3 you can call with the variable name I. So a equal to 1. So 1 is assigned to a. So b equal to a plus 1. A plus 1 is 1 plus 1, 2. So the 2 will store in the b. So who is doing that copying? This output. This output will be calculated internally and will store in the b. So x equal to 3. So first I declared x equal to 3. In the next slide, I can change x equal to x plus 1. So what is the x plus 1 in the second line? 3 plus 1. 4 will store here. Now what is the x value now? After second line execution, 4 will be there, not 3. 3 is gone. 3 will remove and 4 will store in the x. This is the assignment operator, single equal sign. Okay. So This is all how about you can store the values in the variables. So there is a double equal operator. So please remember this also. Double equal operator is used for comparing two numbers, especially for comparison purpose. You will use a double equal to operator. But single equal to operator, what we call that? Assignment operator. For assigning a value to your variable, you will use assignment operator. Double equal to is used for comparing any two numbers. You will use double equal to. So for example, 5 double equal to 3. Is it true or false? 5 double equal to 3. You're comparing 5, I'm saying 5 equal to 3, I'm saying. Is it true or false?
False.
False, because it's not equal, right? So this equality will check both are same or not. If not same, return false. If it is same, return true. Boolean value it will generate. It will give you an output Boolean value for it. Boolean values are true or false. This is all about variable topic. And so the variables are 3 types are there. Let me give you quickly these 3 types. And static variables, non-static variables, local variables. So what are the 3 types of variables? Static variable, non-static variable, and local variables. So how many types of variables we have? Only 3 types are there. Static variable, non-static variable, local variables. So the variables, so which are declared inside the method body, then those are called local variables. You see, local variables are declared inside the method body or block body. Then those variables are called local variables. Any method inside, if you declare, those variables are called local variables. So local variables are accessible within that method only, not outside the method. Please focus here. Where you can access these local variables? In the same method only you can access, but not outside the method. Another method, not visible these local variables. So that's a local variable means. So local variables, where it will store? So local variables will store in the JVM memory, stack memory. That's what I told you. I promised you I'll come back to memory areas. So I'm going to explain now memory areas, JVM memory areas. This is the memory areas, right? The JVM architecture. First class loader will be there, then memory areas. Class area, one memory. Heap area, another memory. Stack area, another memory. So in this stack memory, these local variables will go and store. That's why these local variables are also called stack variables. So how long these local variables are available in the stack memory? Until that method execution completes, these are available. Then those will be destroyed, cleared from the stack memory. Once the method execution is over, that method local variable will be cleared from the stack memory. Until that method execution, so that they will be available in the stack memory. If not in the memory, can you use? If those are not in the memory, can you use? A simple example. So you have taken a picture in your mobile. If it is there in your mobile, then you can access that picture. If it is not there, you cannot access, right? Same way here. So the variable is present in the stack memory, you can access. But once the method execution is over, that will be destroyed from the stack memory. So it is not available for access for other methods. That's why local variables are not accessible for other methods inside. Only you can use in that method only. So that means here only, till here only you can use. So method starts where? Method starts here, right? Method starts here and method ends here. only you can use here only. In this local variables, you can use there only, not outside the method. Because that variables you are declaring inside this method only, that's why you can use in that method only. Any method. This is one of the example I'm giving. I can create another method. I can go and give local variables. I can declare here. So this is another method, right? I can declare here. Here also I can declare, but I can use only in this method only, that variable, not outside the method. I cannot use here. In this main method, I cannot use M2 method variables. But declaration, what is the declare type? I told you. What is the declaration syntax? What is the variable declaration syntax?
First data type and variable.
Data type.
Data type, variable name. But assigning a value means you have to add equal operator, then value. So I'll give you the syntax. So please understand, this is the one point important where you can declare variable, local variables. I'm giving the point here, first point. Second point, you declared, fine, where you can access that in the same method only, not outside the method. Second point. Third point, which memory they will go and store? Stack memory here. See memory areas. In the stack memory, they will store. What other things will store in the stack memory? So method invocations means method calling also will go and store in the one frame by frame. It will store in the stack memory. So one frame is each method invocation, one frame will create. That frame is destroyed once that method execution is over. So that's the stack memory, how it will be there. So this all local variable data will go and store in the stack memory. Local data, temporary data will go and store in the stack memory only. And method invocations will go and store in that. So each method invocation, one frame will create. In that frame, that local data will store there. Once that method execution is over, that frame will be deleted from the stack. So what is the local variable syntax? See, data type, variable name equal to value. See, this is the declaration and assigning the value, this one. Declaration and assigning the value. Can I do, sir, only declaration? Yes, you can do. But remember, the local variables mandatorily you need to assign before using that variable. So I can declare like this, method inside. So I can write int I. But if I want to use in the next line this I, you should initialize that I value. You should assign the value for that I. So this is just a declaration, right? This is just a declaration, declaring the variable, declaring a variable. But if I want to use I equal to I plus 5, this is not possible. It will throw error for you because you didn't assign a value here. You must assign a value, either a 0 or something you assign. Then it is allows. Otherwise, it won't allow. Only declaration and then assigning value here, it doesn't work out. But this is the expression we call this, right? This is the expression we call that. You're doing operation, plus operation. This I and 5 you're assigning. But what is the I value? You didn't assign any I value. So you give I value. This operation is allowed. Otherwise, without assigning a value, operation is not allowed in the local variable. Please remember this point. I didn't mention here. Please make a note. So local variables must be assigned a value before using that variable. Make a note that. So you can apply a final keyword on the local variables. I told you final keyword is a non-access modifier keyword. It will be applied on the final keyword can be applied on the local variables. When you apply final keyword on the local variable, the variable syntax will be again different. Final data type, variable name equal to value. That's a final variable. Sir, what is the difference between normal local variable and final local variable? So if I give final string s equal to Java. What is the difference between normal variable and final variable? Final variable value, once you assign, you cannot change this value to some other value. But normal variable value, I can change. For example, now I assigned here the value here 2. But here I can change here. So now 2 is changing to 2 plus 5, 7. I can change here. But final variable value cannot be changed. From Java to other value cannot change as well. So it is going to be fixed, constant. The constants you can declare with a final keyword. A final keyword is a non-access modifier keyword. When you use final keyword on the local variables or any variable, it doesn't matter. Local variable or other variable, you cannot change that value from Java to some other value. For example, if I try to change s equal to s plus selenium, so this is not x. This is not valid. This is not valid. This is not valid. Why it is not valid, sir? Why here it is valid? This is a normal variable. Normal variable you can change at any point of time. You can assign a new value for the same variable. But final variable value, once you assign, this value is the final. You cannot change. Now I see I'm trying to assign new value. This is the assignment operator, right? Please remember assignment operator. That means what it will do? The right side value will be copied to left side. That means you are trying to change here s value from Java to Java Selenium. It won't allow. But here it is allowed here. See here 2 plus 5, 7. 7 you are assigning. First you stored the 2, but later you changed I value to 7. That is valid if there is no final keyword. But if there is a final keyword, it's not possible to change the variable value. Is it clear? That's only final keyword is applicable in the local variables. No other keyword, no other modifier keyword are allowed. You should not use public, you should not use default, you should not use static, you should not use private, you should not use protected for these local variables. You should not use static keyword also for these local variables. Local variables, only one modifier keyword, that is final keyword, is applicable. So no other, say final variable syntax, final data type, variable name equal to value. See, semicolon is mandatory. So variable value after semicolon input. I'll give all the data types, don't worry. So next class I'll give you data types. So here, let's go into the example. Public class local variable demo, public static void m1 method, one of the method. So I'm method inside. See where the variable I'm declaring, method inside, I'm following this syntax. So int, data type is a int, variable name is a x, equal to 10. So now what is the value of x now? What is the value of x now?
10.
10. 10 is stored in x. Because 10 you are assigning, see the assignment operator. What it will do, I told you. This 10 will be copied to this x
value.
So now x contains a 10 value. Now wherever you want a 10, you call the x. See, x value is, I'm printing system.out.println, x value is plus x. So I'm joining. This is all a string type. String I'm joining with integer value, that is x. So 10 will print for you in the console. So then long L equal to 20. So now I'm assigning for L the 20 value. So 20 is another value will store in the L. L is another local variable because I'm declaring inside the method body one. This is the method body. Now see here, I'm using L and X. So L greater than X. So what is the output you will get? L greater than X.
20 greater than
20 greater than 10, I'm saying. Is it true or false?
True.
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 So true is a type of Boolean data type. That's why this right side expression value will store in the B. So that's a Boolean. So B data type is a Boolean. So this is a variable, right? Again, low data type, variable name equal to the value. The value can be direct value or expression. So this is an expression. This is called expression. The expression you can write, this is a direct value. This is the direct value, but here I am writing expression here. And method is ending here. See, all these are B, L, X. I declared inside the method and I'm using them here. See, declaration one time only. You can use n number of. Here I used the X. Here also I used X. So here I declared L. I am using here L. So declaration is always, remember what is the declaration? Data type, variable name equal to value. That's a declaring and assigning a value. That's a declaration one time, but you can use that variable inside the same method n number of times. So just call the, if you want this value, you call this variable X, you call wherever you want. 10, you call the variable name, you will get 10. If you want 20, you call L, you'll get a 20 there. So because memory it is there with L, the 20 is stored there. So you'll get a L value there. So then you can do operations on that data. Basically, we can do operations on the data only. That is the, so this local variables, how we can store. Here, this M1 method data, this data, you cannot use in M2 method. That's what I was telling. One method local variables cannot be accessible, cannot be visible in another method. Every method is independent. See, here I declared again local variables. Data type, variable name equal to value, semicolon. Data type means float, f equal to 5.6f. So Boolean B1 equal to false. Double D equal to f plus 35.5. What is the f value? 5.6. So 5.6 will come here, 35.5. That output will store that D. So D is a local variable. How can you say D is a local variable? See, D before data type. Where you declared D? In the M2 method you declared. Where you declared? First you have to see where it is declared. In the M2 method. B1 where it is declared? So in the M2 method. So F also declared in M2 method inside. That's why these are all local variables. Local to this M2 method. So this you can use here only. In this M2 method inside only you can use, but not in M1. But M1 local variables you cannot use in M2. So anything you want to use in that method only, then you can make them local variables. Sir, I don't want one variable in the same method. I want to use in multiple methods. Then don't declare it as a local variable. Then you have option for instance variable or non-static variables. So instance variables or non-static variables are there. The second variable type. So if you declare any variable outside the method means, where is the outside the method? This is the right outside the method. This is the outside a method. And inside a class, this is the area. So outside the method, this is the one method. This is a method out. Outside means this is the area. And inside a class, without static keyword. So without static keyword, then that variable is called instance variable or non-static variable. So this is how you can declare. See, outside the methods, below the class. So without static keyword. So there is no static keyword in this line, right? Did you see anywhere static keyword in this line? That's why this L is a non-static variable. So non-static variables are declared outside the methods below the class without static keyword. So that variable is called instance variable, where you can access this instance variable in any non-static methods. So where you can access this L in any non-static, but these two are the static, right? Can I use?
No.
No. Just now I told you statement. So L can be used in non-static methods only. These are static methods. This is a static method. This is a static method. Sir, how can you recognize a static method or non? See static keyword. If static keyword is there, that is a static method. Static keyword is there in the variable, that is a static variable. But static keyword is not there, that is a non-static variable. Even in the method also non-static, I can write. This is the non-static method. Every method, the method name followed by parenthesis, then curly bracket starts, curly bracket end. See, this method starts here, ends here. This method also starts here, ends here. You can write n number of methods in class. So this L you can use only in this non-static methods. Non-static methods. Only in this non-static methods, only you can use non-static data. You cannot use in the static methods directly, you cannot call. If you call, it will throw error for you. So we'll discuss in detail on the programs. See, I very clearly given non-static variables are not accessible within any static method. That means you cannot call this L here. If you try to call, so if I try to call, I'm using L plus I. I is the static data. So static data I can use directly. See, the error is throwing here. Cannot make a static reference to the non-static field L. You're not allowed to use non-static data in the static methods. Okay, so remember that I'm showing practically here. So where this data will store? So non-static data will go and store in the. Can you please mute? So non-static data will go and store in this heap memory. Non-static methods, non-static variables, those are runtime data. They will go and store in this heap memory. They are called objects also. Objects will be created at runtime. While running the program time, the data will be stored in this heap memory. But when? Only when you create object for the class. If you're not creating object for the class, then non-static data won't come and store here in this heap. But if you create object, that time one memory will create here and all the non-static data will come and store in this heap memory. So heap memory, what data will store? Runtime data. Objects will store in the heap. That's the heap memory, what it will store. So that's what I was. Every object you create, a separate copy of memory will be created in the heap. So only you can create object for class only. Remember this point also. You can create object only for class. So that too at runtime you can create object. That time, so the same variable, instance variable or a non-static variable data will go and store there. Even non-static methods also will go store there. So heap memory inside what data will store? Runtime data. That non-static variable data and non-static methods will go and store here. When you will allocate a memory, instantly allocate a memory. Instantly means a runtime. So when you create object for the class, that time only memory allocates for the non-static variables and non-static methods in the heap memory. Otherwise, it won't allocate a memory. You're not creating object for the class, you declare the variables. You declare the non-static methods, non-static variables, but you are not created object for the class, then memory won't allocate here in the heap. That's why when you create object only, memory allocates for them. That's why it called a name instant. Instantly memory allocates for that. When you create object for the class, it will allocate memory in the heap. Okay, so non-static variable syntax is access modifier, data type, variable name equal to value. So non-static final variable syntax, access modifier, final, data type, variable name equal to value. C protected final string S4 equal to Java. So this is all access modifiers I already given. What are the types of access modifiers? We have 4 types. Any one you can use here. Replace. I'm just giving a generic syntax. You replace. Tomorrow I'll give you data types also. So that's all. I will give formulas. So you have to by heart these formulas. That's the only option. So see, I'm creating a simple class. The class below, above the methods, I'm declaring all the C access modifier public. Data type. Second part, data type. Data type is int. So variable name I'm giving A and assigning a value 20. B equal to 30. These are all A and B are the instance variables. Even X also instance variable. What is the access modifier here in this line? What is the access modifier here in this line? These are outside the method, below the class. What is the access modifier here?
Float.
Default.
It's not access modifiers, madam.
Oh yeah, it's a data type, sorry.
Access modifiers means you should always remember 4 only.
Yeah.
Why you are deviating again? You should not deviate. Public, private, protected, default only access modifiers means. So this is the data type. But what is the access modifier I used here?
It's default.
Excellent. That's the default. If you don't specify any modifier, that will be a default, I told, right? So that's a default here. So default here. I have shown you yesterday also. So here we use it for X variable, X non-static variable. What is the access modifier? Default. For str, what is the data access modifier? Default.
Default.
So these all non-static data you can use in the non-static methods only. See, I'm using in C. I declared A, B outside the methods below the class, but I can use in the methods. See, directly calling A, B, I declared here, but I'm using here. I'm using, I'm calling that A value and B value here in the M3 method. Even I can call in M4 method. See, here also I'm calling. One time you can declare, you can call in n number of methods, same variable data. That is possible in this. But is it possible? You see, a static method inside I'm using A. A is a non-static data, right? Can I use non-static data in the static methods?
No.
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 So this slide will give you an error for you. Compile time error it will give you. So you should not use non-static data in the static methods. This will throw error. But here it is possible. You can call, because this is a non-static method, non-static data you can use direct, no problem. But static method inside you cannot use. Okay, that's it. I'm stopping here.